Apologies for the fans, it's summer in the South. But for most of the entirety of this video, I will refer to the Seekers as the sweeps. I apologize for this, but I can't afford to re-record it. If you would like compensation, please subscribe so I can afford to give you compensation. So yeah, I'm never gonna get the rest of the sweeps, like the cone heads, at this rate. So I'm just reviewing what I have right now of the the main sweeps. Now I'll read the cone heads once we get all of them together. This is a really good looking jet mode. It's got all the nice lines and cues, the F-15 that you want. I wish there's a bit more detail on the tail fins, rudders, I don't know, planes. But it's got nice paint, a little bit extra silver for whatever reason, and the undersides, they're cartoon accurate, and they're not as bad of a brick as like some jet formers are. So there's that. The guns you can put pretty much anywhere, but this is where I like to put them. You can put them other places and make them look a bit more out of the way. And they look great together. The blue and the purple, especially, they're just so striking. Like, I love Starscream's design. It's iconic. It's red, white, and blue. He's American. But just the mostly gray with some like racing stripes. You expect a jet to look like that. The Blue Angels are iconic because they're blue. Like, you wouldn't expect a jet to be black and purple or bright blue. So it's really cool the way the Seekers look. The way Skywarp and Thundercracker look, you're so cool. And I love the silver detail too, that they're awesome. In my opinion, iconic characters like these should never be exclusives. That's just a hard line I'm going to draw. Because having them, they're so good. They're awesome. I love them. They were just so hard to get. Urgh. And again, I can't get the cone heads yet until I save up more money. Or Hasbro does something incredibly rare like they did with, Earthrise Prime and re-release them. And then they get sold out again. Thanks, Scalpers. Your gems. I loved seeing Scalpers cry over the whole Rex Microfighter debacle. But yeah, whatever. If you flip out the crotch flap, there's flat stand port, which is cool. It's really nice to have these guys flying in formation. The wings, they aren't the right delta wing shape for the F-15, but, unless you do something really crazy like the Masterpiece does, you really can't make the wings change. Like, at this scale, at this price point. Transformation is cool, other than I think that they could have found a way to make the nose cone actually transform. But otherwise, it's simple, but it does what it needs to do. Everything compacts up really well into the vehicle mode, and it just spreads out nicely for robot mode. It makes good use of the hollow spaces that you have inside the limbs and the chest to make cavities for everything to fit in. And it doesn't sacrifice the transformation, even though it's there's a lot of folding and accordioning out. It doesn't sacrifice any articulation to do it. So yeah, I really like it. You even still have a bit of ankle tilt with the wings being the rudders or whatever being as big and bulky as they are. So yeah, the robot modes look awesome. Again, I don't like the backpack, but I don't notice it that often. The head sculpts are great. The picked out radiators up front, the big fans, they're awesome. There's a neat way of getting having a bit of faux chest detail was really nice, neat way of getting the correct chest cockpit look. And everything is just you have, because transformation, a wrist tilt, and for transformation you have ankle, you have heel and toe pivot. They can only pivot down. They can't pivot. You can get poses out of them, but it's not the best for posing. You do have a lot of ankle tilt though. You have a lot of knee movement. The crotch flap, it does the Studio Series Ironhide thing, which isn't the best, but it's also a smaller of a piece. They probably could have gotten it to work, but it doesn't bother me as much because it's a smaller piece. The guns you can peg on wherever you want to. I think they look cool. The paint's really nice. Again, I love how shiny it is, for lack of a better term. It fills out a lot of the gaps that it would have. There's hollow space in there, but it fills it out. And yeah, if you undo a bit of transformation, you can get some butterfly joints. It's pretty neat. Now for what the main event is. You see this Starscream. He's got the silver. He has posable hands, which is great. He can do the thing. So he comes with a throne, which is great. I give it to Galvatron normally, but he can sit in it if you really want him to. He has to take the cape off, though. Everything stores on the throne, which is great. I love part storage. But to get everything on him, you have these shoulder pieces. And they will plug on to the shoulders where the null rays would go. They have little hanging flaps that are specifically, that they're cast in pink for some reason. But they're made specifically for new null ray molds, which are shortened. Well, not really shortened. They're shortened slightly. But the main thing is they move the peg up so you can fit them underneath the shoulder pauldrons into these little bits. And you can orientate the pauldrons and the null rays however you want to. I'll show you in the posing reel, but like, it works. It's a good solution. It's great, honestly. And then take the cape. The cape is great. It's articulated without being the pain in the ass that cloth cape would be. You just fold up the nose cone, and then the cape can be like this. It can fold out. This is what it's supposed to, the iconic pose. But you can toy with it a little bit and get a bunch of different poses out of that cape. And now, the last piece. Arguably the most important piece. The iconic Starscream piece. The crown. It plugs onto his head, and it stays. It doesn't just pop off. You can still articulate his head. It has enough room, even with the giant horns and the intakes, whatever these are, on the sides of it. Looks amazing. The amount of, I know it's a toy, but when I put this getup on him and put the crown on him, I feel like it has more emotion, like it has more sass and snark. I genuinely do love it. You can get all the iconic poses that he did, all 3 of them. And, of course, you can pose Galvatron with this guy. But back to all the sweeps. They're great together. They have flight stands, or flight stand ports on the bottom. They just look good posed together, just doing anything. They're iconic, but they're also kind of crowd filler characters. Skywarp and Thundercracker are as important as Ironhide and Ratchet, even though Skywarp and Thundercracker don't do anything and don't have any real defined personalities in most media. But they're just, you have to have them. So yeah, there's my review of the main trio. And they're really cool. I like them. I recommend them. If you're going to get Starscream, just get Coronation Starscream. You give a lot of accessories. You can give Galvatron or Megatron the throne. Just for some reason, I've seen Earthrise Starscream go for more than Coronation Starscream. And if you really, really, really want an Earthrise Starscream, okay, but I don't know why you would. But yeah, I'm going to stop blabbing. So I'm just going to let them speak for themselves, and then, yeah, goodbye.